Planning your mining career. Welcome to Australian Mining for New Starters. In today's video, we're going to carry on in our series for information for people doing their research into getting into the mining industry. So for this video, we're going to have a look at some of the advice that we give out. So this is one of the blogs that I wrote a few months ago now. So the best advice that I've ever heard the industry, anybody in the industry give out, or I've gotten myself, is that if you're looking for a mining job, you need to go where the employers have no choice but to hire new starters and then give them what they want. All right, so that's the basics of it, and then you can go to this planning page that we have about planning out your mining career, and this just asks the obvious questions. So researching the industry, do you want to work above the ground, or do you want to work underground? Do you want to be in the hospitality side of things? Do you want to be in the construction side of things? Do you want to be in the shutdown and the maintenance side of things? Which area of the industry do you think the longest prospect of employment's going to be? Is it going to be in the hard rock area of the industry or the coal area of the industry, iron ore or oil and gas? These are all the questions that you need to ask yourself when you first start doing your basic research into the industry. Next, you need to identify which areas of the industry are booming. There's no point in getting yourself a job if it's only going to last 12 or 18 months. And we're going to talk more about that when we talk about the difference between hard rock and coal. But this is something that you really need to consider when you're trying to get into the mining industry. Where's the career going to take you? Where's the area of the industry that's booming at the moment? And what sort of career path does that put me on? And how many years am I actually going to get out of it? Because, unfortunately, the areas that boom in mining do move sometimes. So where the boom was 10 years ago isn't necessarily where the boom is now. And that means that lots of people spend a lot of time chasing jobs that they need a time machine to go back and get, which is something that we'll talk about in another video again. So you've decided what area of the mine that you want to work in, and now you need to look at the qualifications that you need to get. And this is really important, that you really determine what qualifications you need to get, because it's all different. We're going to talk about equipment tickets in its own video because it's really important. I've already done videos on equipment tickets so you can go back and have a look at if you really want to look at it straight away. And basically it goes down to the fact that on most mine sites around the country, the employers have to issue their own equipment tickets on site. They can't transfer one in, so that makes spending lots of money on R2 tickets in Queensland a bit useless. And it's the same with the S11. I know we're going to do a video on the S11 on its own, but a lot of people spend a lot of money getting an S11 or a generic induction thinking it's going to help them get a job somewhere else in the country, when really it's only for coal and only for Queensland. So you just need to get what sort of training you need and what people want you to know in order to get that job. And then the lastly thing is, what are your overall career aspirations? So, there are some long-term careers that you can have. So if you get on the mill or you get into a hard rock underground situation, those jobs, you can sort of look at 10, 15, 20-year careers. Some of the open pit mines, depending on where you are, you can have 10 plus year mines, 10 plus years careers. It just depends on what you're getting yourself into. And you just need to realize that there are some areas of the industry where you are treated well and you're a full-time employee with long service leave and all that sort of stuff. And then there's other areas of the industry where you're just treated like a contractor. They pay you an hourly wage. You just go from one job to the next. That's like shutdown work and construction work can be, where you don't really have a permanent full-time job. So you just need to put all those considerations into what you're getting yourself into. So when you're trying to get into the industry, just make sure that you give yourself a good planning session so you know what's going on. And you can have a look at this page. You can jump on the sponsors website. It's in their new starters column, and it's just planning your mining career. So I hope that information helps, and like I said, we're still doing getting the information together for these videos. So if you've got any questions about doing your research about getting into the industry, please send them through. And if you could share this information around and like and subscribe the channel. Thanks.